All right, this daily chart of SPY. Today, the SPY, we were trying to go lower and the market reversed again. It's been doing that, so it's been very choppy. However, because of that, I decided to exit CMI because this market could just pop up and it may not. Again, we might get a pop up and then basically we know my feeling is IBM earnings are coming up, and the way IBM is set up, it wouldn't surprise me that there's going to have an earnings problem, and finally IBM sends the market lower. Um, IBM has been really trying to skid a little higher, but looks to be setting up to be lower. But nonetheless, earnings for IBM they don't come out till end of Wednesday's close, so we might get better ideas of what stocks like CMI and BA do. But what I wanted to talk about CMI is that this is today the stock did confirm, but it did decided to reverse. However, it's still negative. The question is do they want to pop this up into resistance, which is all the way up to 145, and then flip it again, right? So this is a little bit tricky the entry. This stock really favors. I believe this can fill the gap over here. Um, so basically, there are multiple entry points. It really depends on the action. Like, so if the market pops up, there might be a better entry point. If the market doesn't pop up and we start selling off, especially below 139, that would really confirm. But at this point in time, this stock is still chop around. It looked really good, and then they flipped it. So if we take a look at, I'll bring up my 30-minute chart. The way I'm looking at this is if this stock was to somehow break below 140, one could look to enter again. Or I might look to enter, but there'll be various points, 140, 139, really depends on the action. And for anything, we might need to wait till Wednesday. So what I'm trying to say is it's not easy. This market hasn't been easy, and I mean, you can see the whole market. I mean, just to put up the SPY again, it's been chopping, right, for days here. I'll bring up my 4-hour chart. So we're rising, we're dropping, you know, these are 4 hour. We're dropping strong, but we've been chopping back and forth, right? And this it looks promising, but we don't know anything until we need to see, the action. I think that if the spies, once they start to crack again below 181 and a half, that should send this market much lower. And you got to be careful here because this gap here, I feel that's where I'd feel a lot better if this gap was filled, but the market's going to do what it wants to do. And again, that's right down around 177.48 area. So we're going to need to see what resolution. The market favors lower prices, but the market's going to do what it wants to do, and we need to put a stop. Nobody knows the future, but the market does favor lower prices. It may not be very easy, and only certain stocks will go up, very few, and many more will go down, I think. But let's put out BA. BA is another one. I put up a chart on that. This is the daily chart of BA, and BA I think setting up to really want to drop down, at least perhaps fill this gap. Could fill up this gap here in the 110. Well, it's closed at 111, but usually this could go even lower. At least to the 110 area, and perhaps even lower based on here. I mean, the volume pattern is not very bullish, but again, the market's going to do what it needs to do. There is resistance. I marked it on my other chart. Uh, look at my stream for the BA 4-hour chart that explains entry points, but I just wanted to mention. And it could be that we might need to wait till like a lot of stocks could confirm, depending on what IBM does when it releases earnings on Wednesday when the market closes. IBM tends to be a stock that if it goes down, the market goes down, and lately it's been holding up very well. IBM. But we've been going up on low volume. There is divergence now, based on the CCI. I think this must most likely will drop after earnings, and if that IBM drops, then the market will probably drop as well. It's an earnings thing here, and I think this stock could be um, you know, um, the final where the market decides to want to sell off, and then fill its gap a lot more smoothly. Again, we'll have to see, wait for confirmation. We've got to use stops. Thanks for listening. Like the video.